Let us explore the power of pivot table. Many people have heard about pivot table, but maybe some people have not known what the pivot table does. Assuming we have a staff list, which represents a number of lists that people work with in their offices in spreadsheets, and we would want to be able to make analysis out of this list, either by looking at the sex distribution between male and females for the different departments in terms of the staff headcount, or by looking at the salary ranges and how salary is distributed across the different levels of staff, and also looking at how the salaries compare across departments, the salary bills. Let us quickly see how we can do this analysis without writing any formula and just using pivot tables. So the starting point is that we have to come and put our staff list in an Excel table. So we shall come and select the entire list, and then we come under the insert tab and we create a table and we click enter. After converting our data into a table, you will see the rows banded, and when you have done that, it's called table 2. So you can come and click anywhere in our table, and then you come under the insert tab again and click on pivot table, and you say from table range, and then it selects table 2, and we click in a new worksheet and we click OK. Now when that happens, then we see our pivot table fields, and then we see filters, columns, rows, and values. So our first table that we would want to form is that we shall have sex in the rows and departments in the columns. So when we go back to our pivot table, we come and get sex and we put it under rows, and then we come and get department and put it under columns. And then what do we want to put in the between here? We want to tabulate the number of staff. So we just get staff ID code and we put it under values, and this is a pivot table of our count, of our head count. So it shows that engineering has 4 staff. Out of those, 2 are female, 2 are male. Then this is how the staff are distributed across the rest of the departments. As you can see, this is somehow a gender balanced organization with 9 females and 9 males, totaling to a total of 18 staff. Now our second analysis is we want to see how staff are distributed across the different levels of management by salary. So we shall come and click anywhere in this worksheet. We go to the insert tab, click on insert pivot table from table range, and we come and identify our staff list. We click there and we Control 8 select all. It shows that we have selected table 2, and when we press OK in the existing worksheet under A13 where we clicked initially, we press OK. And then what do we want to do? We want to have salaries and then levels of staff, and then we shall come here and get salary in the rows, and then staff levels under the columns, and then we have to group our salaries. So we click anywhere in our rows and we click group and we press OK. So then we come and want to do head count, so we bring our staff ID code and bring it under values, and this is how salaries are distributed. Then the last analysis that we would want to make, we want to analyze the departments, the salary bill, the share of salary bill per department, and the average salary per department, and the number of staff. So let's see how we do it. We come and select any cell that is empty, and we go to the insert tab. We click insert pivot table from table range, and then we come and select our table 2, or we can just come here and write table 2 and we click OK. And then we shall bring our departments under the rows. Then we shall bring our salary under values. Now it tells us it's a count of salary, but now we don't want to do a count of salary, we want to do a summation. So we come and click on count of salary, we right click, then value field settings, and then we change from count to sum. We can come and call it salary bill, and then we come and format it as a number, and we can reduce the decimal places. We put thousand separator and we press OK and we press OK. This is our salary. We come again and go to our salary and still deliver it under values. This time around we want to come and edit it, so we click on the downward arrow and click on value field settings. Instead of count, we call it sum. But now we have summarized values by sum, then show values as we want to show them as percentage. So it is a percentage of grand total. And then we come and click OK. This is a percentage. So we can still come and change the name to percentage of salary bill. And we click OK. Now, what are we remaining with? We are remaining with the average salary per department and the number of staff. So what do? We still are interested in the salary. We bring it under values at the bottom. Then we click and we scroll and look for the count that we have added. So we come and change this from the count of salary to the average salary. So click on value field settings and click on average, then ensure that we have the right format. We don't need decimals, we need the comma separator, and press OK and then OK. So we have our average salary, and lastly we want to count head count. So we come and bring staff ID code under values and tells us it's a count of staff ID code. It's meaningless, so we come and edit it by clicking on the arrow on that field and then value field settings, and we call it head count, and we click OK. And this is how our analysis looks like very quickly. We can try to make our analysis smart by going under the view tab and deactivating grid lines, and this is how it will look like. Now, this analysis is for all departments and all levels of management. However, we see that we would want to show this data by levels of staff. So we come under our pivot table, we click in it, and then we see the fields. We come under level, we either come and carry the level and put it under filters, so we shall be able to filter what we want. This is director, this is mid-level. However, that is not a smart way, so I'll come and remove it, carry it away, and instead come on the level, right click and add as a slicer. Add as a slicer means that whichever I highlight is what will be active in my pivot table. Each of these is a pivot table, and then you can carry these different pivot tables into your document where you want to present the analysis. Note that we have used the staff list, but this analysis or using pivot tables is very useful for the different levels of list and analysis that any employee may want to work, whether in business or at your job of employment. So when you come and click on this funnel and you remove any selections, it means you will be showing all options for our slicer. I hope you have enjoyed this introductory or overview of the introductory lesson or overview of our analysis of data using pivot tables.